Hi everybody, it is Robbie from Southern California. And you know, I've had a lot of you asking me and I didn't even think about it. When I make these tops, the different tops around here to protect the plants, I make them for different containers. And some of you have said, hey, we have containers we want to use, but we don't have any way to make a top. Well, here's a top I made from scratch. And I'm going to show you now how to do it because this will protect your seedlings. This will protect plants growing in there. And this is a simple dish pan. You can use any dish pan you want. That one's from Dollar Tree. I also use the larger ones that you can get at Walmart. You can use whatever you want. But let's go in and I'm going to show you how to make that top for so cheap. And you'll be able to protect your plants forever. So here we go. This is how we can make a top to protect seedlings or plants when we don't have a top. That's a dish pan from Dollar Tree, but you can get that anywhere. Sometimes I get the dish pans from Walmart. A little more, but a little bigger and really nice. Here I'm taking a placemat from Dollar Tree and I'm cutting it into strips. Now you can use as many placemats as you want. You can buy one and cut them thinner. Here I'm cutting them about 1 inch to 1.5 inches wide, and I'm making a base. Now I want the base to be pretty wide, so I'm going at least on that 1.5 to 2 inches. See what I'm doing? I'm shaping it because placemats are really soft, the plastic. They're flexible enough and they last a long time to get the job done. Now we've got the base, as if you had a top, but the top's going to fit on the inside instead of the outside. When you buy containers with a top, it sits on top, but we're making our own top here, so it's going to fit snugly on the inside of your vessel. What I'm doing here is pulling out the staples because I wanted it a little bigger, so it's easy to pull out with a pair of pliers and then start over. I do like to keep a pair of pliers on hand because sometimes I mash the staples down after I put them in so they're flat, so they won't be sharp. But if they're good, then don't worry about it. That's up to you. So you can use them for removing staples as well as flattening the staples to keep it nice and flat. Now what I'm using is a stapler. It's a paper stapler, but it's kind of shaped like a pliers. That's why they call them pliers staplers. Now we're going to continue to cut the placemat, and I'm making them thinner here, about 1 inch. This is going to give us lift. So we're not just covering the top flat, we're going to have it bulging up, having a beautiful dome top. And we're going to cover it also. You'll see as we go. This is great to make because you can make it to the shape that you need for your vessel. In other words, your container. And I love making them this way. So now we've got the strap on the top. Now I'll give you a hint on the straps. When you put them outside, and I have mine out in the sun, if you've got lettuce or something in there and it gets hot during the day, the sun, is shining on it, these straps that we're making the top with from the placemats create shade. And I have found that a lot of my lettuce doesn't even get bothered with the hot sun as long as it's well watered. Now I'm continuously putting them together. So you can take these strips, as you can see here, and you can make them longer simply by stapling 2 of them together. It is so versatile to use. That's why I love making them this way as well. Now I did speed this up because I didn't want you to have to sit here and watch me do it. But if I'm explaining it right, you'll get the idea. Here is how we're going to put the tool on. We just need a piece that's going to cover it completely, but we're not ready to do the tool yet. Now what we're going to do is take some sort of fabric. Now I like using old leggings if you can find them, even at the thrift store, because they don't fray. When you cut them, they stay just like that. But you can use ribbon or extra wide yarn. Now what I do here is I staple it on, and they stretch. So you can give it a little bit of a tug and staple it all the way around. But you can use any fabric you've got. So you use what works for you. Remember, with these straps on there, if you're in a really hot area, you could add extra straps to create extra shade. The plants will grow great in there. I don't know if you're going to use this just to grow lettuce in, but either way works, or seedlings to start. But I'm growing lettuce in mine and cilantro. Oh, I'm growing all kinds of stuff in there. Now we're taking the tool that we cut to fit, and we want to make sure it goes all the way around, and we're using a hot glue gun, and we're going to glue through the tool. See how I'm laying it there? And we're going to push the hot glue, try not to burn your fingers, onto the fabric. Now, once it dries, it's sealed. It's beautiful. I mean, you could staple it if you want, but this works so good. It makes a really tight seal with the tool and the fabric. What I did on this one is I put a staple and then I went ahead and glued. So I used a little bit of both. Now, I would go a little slower than what you see here because it is speeded up because you want it to dry. So you do one side, give it a few moments till the hot glue dries, and then go around on the other side. The hot glue will not melt outside. Think of how hot it has to get. Even if you're in, let's say, the desert, Arizona, 100 degrees, that hot glue's got to be heated up to about 200 degrees, so it's not going to melt outside. I've never personally had a problem at all with it outside. Now we're going to continue holding the tool down, and we're going to glue right through, even if we have to bunch it up, because we're kind of dealing with something square, the tool, with a round shape. So it's not going to go completely perfectly straight. Doesn't have to. But we're going to push it so it's kind of like a rivet. It's as if you're putting thousands of little rivets there because the hot glue is going through the tool and it's touching the fabric. And then once it's dry, it seals. It's gorgeous. I mean, it works so good. You can do a lot of different types of tops this way for plants. The tool is going to keep out your insects. It's going to keep your pests out. I've never had a mouse or a rat try to get in because they don't like the feel of the tool. So it's been working fantastic. Squirrels too. But you know, there is sometimes an exception, but I've had terrific luck by just leaving them outside on a table and everything has been going good. So like I said, take this part slow. So you don't want to do anything until it completely cools. And you're only going to glue the base all the way around. And once you're done, you are done. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take a scissors. Now before that, I just wanted to show you, if you wanted to get fancy, you could staple on another strip and make it look really cool and neat after it's all trimmed up, but I haven't bothered. It looks fine to me the way it is. Now you take a scissors and you trim off all the excess tool underneath where you glued. See that? We're going to take it off. We don't need it. Now you can keep that tool to plant in unless it's too small of a piece. Now a quick note here. You could make the dome taller, but then the plastic might, sag a little bit, but you could always double up on it to make it thicker and stronger. That is stapling two strips together. Now look at that. It's tucked in. Now we're not done yet. I've got a surprise ending on this. But look how nice this goes on. But I have done something else. Keep watching. I'm going to take some extra strips. See how this fits on? It's beautiful. I mean, look at, you made your own top to fit your own container. Now, I'm going to take some extra strips that I've got here, and we're going to staple it on to either one side or both sides. I'm going to do both sides here. Make a nice straight cut, and then just staple it. Now you go, what is she doing? She slowed down, didn't she? Everything was speeded up, and now it's slow, because I want you to see this. This makes a world of difference. Staple it on to the top you made. Don't worry, the tool stretches, so you can actually push the tool over and staple it on. And now we're going to cut it. Look at that. What is she doing? Oh, you'll see in a second. We're going to do both sides. Again, but staple it on, and both sides we're going to staple it on. I love stapling this stuff. Oh my gosh, you can't make anything easier than this. And we're going to trim again. Okay, some of you already know what I'm doing. Look at this. You know what we did? We put tags on our top we made. Okay, that needs a little more trimming. Now we take a metal paper binder that you get at the dollar stores or Walmart or anywhere you want, and we clip it on. Can you imagine when you have this outside with your plants and a wind comes and blows? It is not going off. Now the whole thing could take off and blow away, but that top is going to stay on. Isn't that cool? These are so easy to make and so quick and fun too. And I think they look great. So that's all there is to it. You can use any container you want. A lot of times I use the bigger ones because I grow a lot of food directly in it. I make my own tops just like I did this. You can use the ones from Dollar Tree. The only thing you have to remember is when you use a placemat, make sure it's plastic. If it's laminated, then it will fall apart. The ones you get from Walmart, I love those. They're a little bit stiffer. They're really good. And the ones you get from Dollar Tree, they're really good too. And they're plastic, you can cut them and you don't have to worry about them falling apart. So now you can protect your seedlings, you can protect your plants, you can grow whatever you want in here. If it doesn't get too big, I wouldn't do zucchini. But of course you could do all your greens, you could do parsley, you could do cilantro, whatever you want, different herbs, and you're gonna know nothing is gonna get in there. No bugs, nothing. you're the only one that's going to eat that food. So I hope you enjoyed this. Go ahead and ask questions. I love it because it drives me to make more videos on how to do different things on the free or close to it. So with that, have a wonderful day, and don't forget to eat what you grow. Bye-bye, and eat what you grow. Zoe, where are you?